Squid Game has officially ended after just a few years, but why not rank all 3 seasons now that the show is officially over? Now season 3 is easily the weakest season for me. Now yes, when the payoff happens, it's satisfying. All the setup from season 2, everything that season 2 is building up to, season 3 makes sure it has a payoff to it. It's all satisfying, it all has that punch, and it still tackles a lot of great themes that made season 1 the season that it was. And season 3 is still a good season. I liked everything they did with it, and it still always found a way to make you never know what's going to happen next. You're always on suspense, it always changes what's going to happen. Right when you think you're about to guess what's going to happen, there's always something that changes, so you're always in suspense. And since season 2 had all this build-up, a lot of that payoff has a bigger meaning because of all the build-up in season 2. But this is very much still the weakest season of the entire show. And like I mentioned, all the build-up in season 2, but one key thing is that there's a bunch of unnecessary B-plots, subplots, that by the end, we're just wasting so much screen time with these subplots that you could have used that extra screen time to flesh out a lot of the other stuff that's happening with the main character. Because a lot of the payoff is not fleshed out enough for certain payoff for a final season. Because this is the final season, and by the end of the show, I still had a lot of questions, and some of the payoff I wanted more of. When it comes to the subplots with the boat or the guard, all of those feel completely unnecessary by the time you actually get to the end of the show, and for all the build-up that it had in season 2, and even season 3, by the end of it, it was just, what was the point of that? Now yes, the season still keeps everything great about the show, the suspense, the theme, everything is still in here to still make it a good season, still almost on par with the rest, but it's rushed. And these stupid subplots don't go anywhere by the end. Now season 2 would have been higher, but season 3 kind of brought it down just because of half the payoff in the season leads to nowhere. Like I mentioned, the subplots now have no meaning. There's no reason for the subplots to be in here now. But I do like how the stakes are now higher. Player 456 is now going back into the games to try to put a stop to it. That's an interesting concept, and it definitely does raise the stakes more. When I first watched the season, I was not the biggest fan of it, just because it's a part 1 and I had multiple different problems with it, but on rewatch, it worked better for me. Now yes, some of the payoff of the subplots didn't go anywhere, but a lot of the season still works for me. Higher stakes, it does a good job at actually building out the season. We're fleshing out all these different storylines to make sure that it actually has that payoff in season 3. And most of it does. But the season is brought down just because of season 3. I liked how it fleshed out all these different storylines for the payoff, but not all of that payoff was 100% there for me. And especially a season that had so much setup, you needed more of that payoff in season 3. And it's more of all of season 3 that's bringing down season 2 for me. Season 2 would have been number 1 if season 3 kept the same momentum that season 2 had. But since season 3 kind of ruined some of the payoff, it brings season 2 down. But we get some great games added in. We get some great new characters that are now fleshed out even more than season 1 to make you care for them even more for season 3. And the stakes are higher, everything is just 10 times higher than season 1. But just that payoff in season 3 brought down season 2.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다입니다.
그 옛날에 어릴 때 하던 거 말이야?
Now season 1 is iconic. It's the one that started it all, the one that was the most popular. The thing that started it all with the theme, the suspense, and always keeping you on your toes, never knowing what to expect. Because just from the first episode, when green light happens, if you didn't know what the show was about and know that these games actually kill people, that's completely unexpected for you. And when we do get to episode 2, when they're in the voting process, you will not expect them to cancel the game and then go back to it by the end of the episode. That just always keeps you on suspense of never knowing what's going to happen next. When it comes to the marble game where you have to face your opponent, that's unexpected. You never know what game's going to happen next, and you're consistently learning about the Squid Games. You're learning who are the VIPs, what are these guards. you're slowly learning it all. It's slowly answering your question as the season progresses. For the season that started it all, it still holds up on its own. Don't look at season 2 or 3 because it can work on its own and a great show overall. And I can't wait for some of the spin-offs down the line just because I really enjoyed what they did with this show. If you liked this video, maybe leave us on the side of you too. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. Goodbye.